So anyway, great to see you. This is exactly 1 year since we spoke the last time. This is the issue with you on the
Yes.
cover.
Yeah.
And now you're going on tour. It's been quite a long time. You starting the tour year after the record was released. Why?
Yes. Um, Good question. The schedule of Guns N Roses changed as we were out on the road. We were supposed to, I think, be done like in September of last year, and we extended our tour for another couple of months. So my record actually came out during our tour. I was I was a day off in somewhere in America, and this is the day my record came out. My wife got a cake for me and sent it to me. Sent me a cake, really sweet. But I think because Guns got extended, I knew I needed some time off because we toured for over 2 years. I needed some time off to let my body rest, and so I did a couple things. I did a record store here in Seattle, a live performance that was taped, and I did kind of a big American Jimmy Kimmel, big American TV show, and kind of started looking for a place to do a tour. And we just kind of figured, let's just wait. Let's go to Europe end of September. Let's do the States in November, and the record will have time for people to know the record, and it's okay. I don't need to go right out and record cycles and touring. It's completely changed over the last especially like 10 years too. You don't really need to go. You're not out there trying to sell a record anymore because records just don't, that's not how it works. You sell vinyl. People love vinyl stuff. And so, I'm looking forward to this. There's no real good reason why we waited almost a year to go out and tour. But it was just circumstances in life.
Yeah. And now we're going to see you, as if I understood well, with a different band that we've seen you last time when you promote the previous record. This time without Shooter Jennings, but with all Seattle band, right?
Right. So I made the Tenderness I made with Shooter and his band, which was amazing. It was that band's been together for 8 years. I think by the time I recorded with them. They were so cool, very different for me to have a violin and a pedal steel, but it was really cool, amazing experience. And they were my band on the road. Flash forward to me making Lighthouse. It was really, there was nobody around because it was COVID. I'd already started recording songs. I got Jamie up to Seattle a couple times to play drums, Jamie from Shooter's band, to play drums on a bunch of recordings, but a lot of it I played drums myself. Played everything. Got a guitar player up here, Tim DiGiulio, to come play on stuff. He's going to be in the live band. He's really cool, like 70s style guitar player. Mick Ronson, face it, kind of Ronnie Wood sort of guy. And so we started to build the Seattle band around these recordings. We played, like I said, a record store last when was that, December, and the band seemed to be smoking. I was like, okay, well, can be my band, and we're in Seattle. I don't have to go down to LA to rehearse for a tour. I can just stay here, and it's a pretty kick-ass band. I love the people in Shooter's band and Shooter and all that. It's not any kind of personal decision. It's just circumstances again.
So does it mean that the vibe will be a little bit different, like more maybe grungy punk rock band this time?
I don't think so. I think the vibe is, Jeff Fielder, who plays the other guitar and keys and backing vocals. He's been in the Mark Lanigan band and played solo with Mark for the last 10 years, So that, and the reason I say that is that's more of what I do. That's kind of the style of what I do. I'll never be as good as Mark Lanigan. He's one of the best voices that's ever sang. But Jeff Fielder is kind of in that world of what Lighthouse is and Tenderness. And Mike Squires, who played guitar for Loaded, he's my bass player. He's always been a bass player. He's super killer, great singer. And he understands this type of music. So it's not going to be louder and more grungy. It's just going to be a little different. No Aubrey playing violin.
What is the most different thing for you when you play solo stuff live? I mean, is it because you are the leader of the band, so you have different responsibilities, or is it because you play more like clubs and Guns are playing mostly stadiums, so this is a different vibe? What is the most different thing for you?
I mean, all of that you just mentioned. I get nervous before every show I play. Guns N Roses, or if I'm going to play with somebody or my own band or whatever. I did those Iggy shows, and I think that nervousness is just part of my process. As soon as I come out, things are fine. Or at least I keep telling myself that. As soon as I come out on stage, everything's fine. With your own thing, like, the difference, I mean, I sing a lot in Guns N Roses. There's a lot. I sing a lot of falsetto, so I have to keep my voice health. There's a lot of like physical things you got to pay attention to on the road, especially I'm not 21. I feel 21, but my body will tell me sometimes, like, you've used your body so many times doing this one thing, this one swell on your voice. You have to use a lot more technique. So I've been working a ton on technique. The difference is, I literally can't get sick out on the road. It's over, like Axl's gotten sick a few times on the road. I don't know how the fuck he does it. He pulls it out, he can sing around his vocal cords, which is incredible. But I think with my own thing, the songs are a lot more personal. They're very direct. They're more like my columns or like my books. It's a voice that I'm comfortable writing lyrics to. You know what I mean? They can be more personal or more introspective or outrospective, like what's happening to all of us, and I try to use we and us a lot in my lyrics, because it's not about me. The songs I try to write are about us a lot of times. Not every song, but you know what I'm saying. So I think in that more personal space, these smaller places that I play are much better. I can see everybody. It's intimate and cool, and usually these places are kind of old and beautiful, which I love, so it's just a different experience, and they're both great.